But it is incumbent upon us as civil society activists in the history of our country. All throughout history, there have always been men of conscience who have questioned the tyrannical regime of Eric-given government. Whether it was with the tyrannical regime of Master Sergeant Samuel Doe, whether it was Charles Taylor, civil society, and student leaders in this country always stood tall to question the regime. We are clear that the letter of the president is draconic. We call on the national legislature to throw that letter through the dustbin of human history. Not to give a micro-inch and a breathing air to that communication. We are clear that the consistent inconsistency of this government, the failure of this state to protect the rights and citizens of its people, constitute the failure of the state protection. That is why we must move into history and protect our people. We are clear that if our lawmaker will give a micro-inch and a breathing air to that communication, they will be quarantined politically in that district. When the masses of the people turn insecure, when the masses of the people turn insecure, they will move into history. They will set the record straight. They will quarantine their lawmakers for ensuring that such bogus a policy today is being passed. Mind you now, the president have a deep fear with Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution. Let me say to you clearly, Article 1 is clear. The president is taken politically. The president reliance of Article 1 is not because of elections. We are quite conscious about that. The president reliance about Article 1 is on the basis of the president is afraid. She's afraid that the Master's Children want them moving to human history. Amanda, figure where to. Yo, we'll say the history straight. Yo. I want to be very clear to the Liberian people, and not only to the Liberian people, but to the international community, that the president is escaping justice. As a matter of fact, you as a media practitioner, the journalist, you are aware that a high-profile government official just resigned. And that woman is about to expose a dangerous mass, weapon that have come from the ambience of the particular government. And so the president is afraid. Madam Christiana Taha dossier, mass weapon of serious destruction on the president. And they're about to be utterly disclosed. And so the president is very tactical. The woman have recordings to expose the president. In fact, all of the audit commissions that were sent to the president and other basic fundamental issues with the NSA boss are those issues that the president doesn't want for the Liberian people to get. And not only that, any clock will be coming out with information that the president will call in a recording of gossiping and confabulating to eat the country's resources. And the Ebola task force, fundings that have been given by the international community, all of these things, have been swept on the carpet by the president. The letter and the power is only inherited within the legislature. And that's the reason why today we've come here under a very unfair democratic condition to say to the legislators that this time around, all the time they have passed bookwork consultation agreement, 68 bookworks consultation agreement, but this time around, the president wants to become a chancellor or a dual-elect president. She is wearing the jacket of an imperial president, and that we believe that the letter is draconian, the letter is dictatorial, the letter is Gaddafic and it's Mugabe.
Thank you very much.
Saying that letter must be thrown out of the dustbin of history.
Amanda! Why are you holding a poster? Why are you holding a poster?
We're holding a poster to tell the president that letter, we are not in favor of it by any means. That letter have the capacity to tear the country apart. So today we 77th advocates, we decide to come out in our numbers to hold a placard to tell the president. We have come to democratically and constitutionally resist it violates your rights as a press person. When that letter is signed, you will never have the opportunity to raise issues that are affecting our people in our society. When that letter is signed, me as an advocate, I will not have the right to speak for my people. And this letter makes Madam Sirleaf to be worse than even Chancellor. Because for a democratic government that this government claims to be, to have asked the legislature to pass their identical letter is anti-democratic. And let me tell you, you will bring the police, you will bring the PFU to guard the legislature. But an attempt for the legislature to pass their bill, we will politically quarantine the legislature. All of them have a desk. An attempt to see them in a desk, we will quarantine them. We say no to this letter, it's anti-democratic, they must be thrown away.
We have come here to call upon our lawmakers to see reason to respect the voice of the people. As inscribed on this poster, the voice of the people is the voice of God. You may be aware that the President has written the National Legislature requesting for the suspension and restriction of certain articles within our Constitution. What comes to our mind is, why is the President demanding so much? The President has got powers, she has imposed curfew. There are some other restrictions that she has imposed. Why is she asking for additional powers? We see it as a form of suppression when this president wants to restrict the people's right to speak to their governors. We see it as an affront to the people when you have sent some non-essential staff and you still want to restrict the movement of people, all in the name of the fight against Ebola. Possible? Can the president withdraw the letter when the president has got no intention to do so? The president has already submitted the letter to the legislature, so it is the legislature that needs to endorse her request. So we are calling upon the national legislature to see good reason not to honor that particular request because it's not in the interest of the people. If they fail to do so, obviously they will have their citizens to confront. Mind you now, these legislators are the direct representatives of the people. So if for any reason they will not want to push the agenda of the people, then there is no need. They will stay here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We got it.